Okay, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and share out my screen so you can see this amazing PowerPoint. I maybe did not make it all on my own. I do have an assistant. There it goes. Ta-da! Welcome to our first cheer information meeting. Again, it is a whole lot of information. I'm going to get through it as quickly as possible, but I also want to be thorough so that we all understand what the expectations are and what this program is actually going to be. And then, of course, I will, like I said, questions in the chat, answer questions after. You guys should all have my email. If you made it to this meeting, you know where to find me. I'm always around. So please, feel free. I'm here. I'm very, very, very excited. I have an amazing group of people who are willing to help. My daughter actually competes competitively, which is why I even got into this wanting to do cheer, because it is her whole entire life. And I wanted to bring that to our babies at Pines. So those that say it is not a sport clearly have never done it. I was never a cheerleader, but I'm a cheer mom. And so, like I said, I want to bring that to our girls and boys as well. So as far as eligibility, the reason that I put it out for 4th through 7th is because it is for next school year. Our sports program only allows students in 5th through 8th grade to participate. I'm going to go ahead and assume that there's no retention issues happening. So as long as your student is currently in 4th, they are eligible. Unfortunately, I have some 8th graders that want to come help out during the summer, but they won't be ours anymore next year. So they are going to, be around, but they wouldn't actually be allowed on the squad. As with any sport at the school, we call them student athletes for a reason. Student comes first, the athlete is second. So they have to maintain at least a 2.0 GPA. Obviously, as things get put into Power School, the grades kind of bounce around. But if they are struggling in a subject, we're going to watch it closely. I'm not just going to kick them out and be like, oh, sorry, it dropped below a C, you're out. We're going to be monitoring it, but we really, academics come first, everything else is second. There will be a cheerleader parent contract that will be going out once they make the squad, which I'll get into a little bit later. But we do need that to be signed in order for them to participate. Sports physicals, which I'm going to get into in a little bit, a little more detail. So the way that I have presented to roll this program out is that I do some activities this year, some fundraising this year, because it's brand new. We don't have tumbling mats. We have nothing. So I want to go ahead and start fundraising as soon as possible. I want to have a meeting with the interested students so they can see if it's something that they want to do. And then I do want to do a summer conditioning. Sports physicals are good for 1 school year. So technically I will not need that unless they're coming to the summer conditioning camp. Anything that they're going to be participating in that's physical activity would require that sports physical. The way I see it is I will give it out to those that are interested, the girls and boys that are interested. And then if they are coming to summer conditioning, I would just need that prior to the first day. But the seasons I'm going to get into run pretty much all year. So, it would be good for an entire year. We don't want to do it too soon because then it would expire before school gets out. So there's like a sweet little spot in the middle that we want to try to get them done. Disciplinary actions. I'm very big on behavior. You can't be crazy in the school in my uniform. If you're going to be a cheerleader, you have to lead by example. So disciplinary actions, it's not going to be tolerated. Obviously, if there is an issue, I would hope that they would come and talk to me because we would build that kind of relationship. But we have to be excellent all the time. I mean, that's, everybody has a bad day and that's fine. But when it becomes an issue and it's an ongoing problem, then then I have to get involved. And then as far as attendance and whatnot, as practices are mandatory. Things happen. I get that. So I say at least 70%. You can't not come to any practice and then, be the star at the game. You got to put in the work for the reward. I did on the interest survey mention 2 different aspects of cheer. Because it is the first year at Pines, I was denied the competition piece for this year. So this season will be focused solely on sideline cheers. We will do a halftime performance, and then just one is fine. And we can kind of learn some stunting and whatnot, but we won't actually be competing, which is good because it saves a little bit of money. But it breaks my heart a little bit because that's where I say the fun begins. Sideline cheering is, okay. Competition is where it's at. So next year I'm gunning for competitions. I don't care what. If I can find a way to finagle it into next year, I will. I'm not quite giving up, but I'm just giving you the information that I have at this time. We'll see. You never know. So, as long as they're in the right grade and I have all the forms and they behave, no issues. Why is it not going? Haha. So like I said, it is a year-round sport. So there will be 2 main seasons. Our first season is going to be from August to December. During that season, we would be cheering for boys flag football and girls basketball. I do plan on having another conditioning camp over winter, and I am planning on having a second tryout. If they're on the squad, they're on the squad unless there's an issue. So this second tryout would be to fill any openings that maybe came up because students want to, if the girls want to play flag football and cheer, they should be able to do both. So they can cheer the first half of the year and then do sports the second half of the year. And I don't want to take them away from doing anything. If they want to play basketball, that's fine. They can play basketball the first half of the year, cheer the second half of the year. So it is going to be 2 separate seasons, but if cheer is all they want to do and they want to do it year round, then, that's fine as well. I like doing the conditioning camps because it does kind of, going into a tryout, never being part of a cheerleading program is very intimidating because you don't even know what to expect. So I like doing the conditioning camps. We learn some basic moves. We learn basic positioning. We do cheers. We let them play around a little bit with choreography so they can kind of get a feel for what it's actually like. It also, I feel like, kind of loosens them up so they're not so petrified of the tryout process. And it allows us, to basically give them a chance to, like I said, try it out, see if they even like it. Maybe it's not for them, and that's okay. So I'm definitely wanting to do a conditioning camp this summer, and then I'm going to want to do another one over winter. Those are voluntary. Just because you come doesn't mean you're on the team. But it gives them a chance to hang out and learn things and, catch up to those that do have the experience. So they're not just walking in blind. This thing does not like to click when I tell it to. I apologize. Ha, there we go. Please don't log out. I want you to resist the urge to log out right now. I have a plan because I am a single mother who pays for competition cheer. So cheer is not cheap. The items that are purchased belong to the girls. That includes the uniform top and the bottoms, the skirt and the shell. Body liners go underneath it in case it's cold. They'll have like a long sleeve body liner, and then the shorts, because I'm not that cheerleading coach that likes all their bits and pieces hanging out. So they will be covered. It includes a bow, a bag, the white cheer shoes. I'm trying to get some pom-poms thrown in there as well. So as of right now, the cost for everything not including competitions and things like that, is about 300. It's a lot, and I know that. And that's why I kind of want to get fundraising underway. Now, the only, if your student doesn't make the team, they're not, you're not responsible for the 300. It does also include some practice clothes. We're going to have a couple of different bows. I like to do breast cancer type things in October. We try to keep it a little bit fun, get them outside of just that everyday uniform, and then also show respect, to certain things and events that take place. So, it is a lot, but I have a plan. And that leads us into fundraising. And yes, it's mandatory. My brain goes a mile a minute because I'm always thinking about, okay, where can I get money from? So when I presented the idea of doing cheer, I was asked, okay, well, I want fundraising that's out of the box, something a little bit different, a little unique. And I'm like, haha, that's me. I'm different and unique. And one thing I think that our school doesn't have enough of, that I have now presented out as cheerleading fundraisers, is just fun family nights. So what that means is we're not going to be worrying about academics. Yes, they're student athletes, but they're also kids. So I'm very excited about this one. If you can't tell by the grin on my face, we will be hosting our very first staff or student lip sync battle at the end of this school year. And that is a cheer fundraiser. I'm so excited. So that will be, I'm hoping, an annual event that everyone looks forward to at the end of the year. I want to do a bingo night, trivia night, so family nights. They come, we have fun together, school family, and, we raise money for cheer. I also am thinking about doing some parents' night out where the girls come, we have planned activities for $10. Parents can drop their kiddos off, go to dinner, go to a movie, whatever. But again, something that's not yet offered that can be a cheerleading thing. So I'm very family focused, if you can't tell. The BB&T also offers volunteers to work concessions, and we get a percentage of whatever is made in. So that's something else that I'm looking into. And I believe dress down Fridays are going to become a thing of the past, just because there's too much nonsense going on with, don't quote me on that, but occasionally we could hold one specifically for cheer. Depending on if there's like their competition coming up, or, something that we're raising money for. So I am always thinking about ways to find money, because I know that it's expensive. Some of these events, the money will go into the cheer program to buy the mats and the safety measures and the certifications and the training. But in a perfect world, which is what I am trying to establish, the girls that show up to run these fundraisers will get a piece to go towards their fees. So let's say, it's 300 and they show up at fundraisers and their cut is 150. Then the parent is only responsible for the 150. The other 150 will be credited to the account. I know if somebody asked me right now for $300, I would laugh and be like, no, I don't have that. So I want to make it, I don't want anyone to not be able to participate because of the money. So I would like to give plenty of opportunity to raise the money so they can still be a part of the team. And, we're not hurting anybody's bank account. So, for some $300, no problem. But for those that it is, I have a plan and we're going to make it work. So those are just some of the ideas. I'm always open to ideas. But I just want to make sure that if we can execute them, we can execute them well. I'm not the kind of person that does anything halfway. It drives me nuts. It's just not me. So it's got to be something we can do to a T. All right.
Is the $300 fee?
I'm sorry?
Is the $300 a one-time?
You know what, ma'am? Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Julian. You'll be seeing her around as well. That's why she's allowed to unmute. I love you. One time for the season, for the whole season. But the good news is that if your student is in 5th grade and they don't grow a whole lot, same uniform next year. Bad news is if your kid's in 7th grade, well, maybe there's a 4th grader that will fit into it the year after that. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a one-time, it's 300. Anything else that's going to be above that, we're going to have to dip into the fundraising or say no. I mean, I would love them to have the whole tracksuit, but can we afford the tracksuit? No. So, you know, we just say no to that. So 300 pays for everything. And then all the extra stuff is what the fundraising is for. So great question. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. As far as what to expect, like I said, I want to start fundraising ASAP. And that's probably just going to be the lip sync battle because that's going to be a lot, but it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Yes, I'll be up there. Miss Julian will be up there as well. You might not want to participate, but you don't want to miss it. I do want to at least meet with the girls and have, you know, and boys. I keep saying girls because that's what's stuck in my head, but it's all genders. So a few voluntary meetings throughout the end of this year. Again, voluntary, they're not mandatory. They're not going to have a better chance or a worse chance of making the team. The summer conditioning camp right now, I am looking at, oh, I lost hold. The last 2 weeks of summer, in the evenings. Sorry, gotta let people in. Are you letting people in for me too? You're amazing.
The last 2 weeks, Ms. Stone, would be June 20th and then the week of June 27th, unless you're into August.
I'm looking at August. School starts the 16th. So I think it's actually.
Just keep in mind our.
Yes. No, it's going to be in the evenings. That seems to be the. Well, I'll let you guys know, but I believe it starts August 1st. Of course, I wrote it down on a paper and it's gone, but it would be about 2 weeks for about 2 hours in the evenings, in the gym at school. So as that is solidified and I get the approval and all of that, you know, I'll push that information out. I have my daughter's team. They're willing to come in and work with the girls, just teaching them different jumps and cheers and chants. And I want them to have fun. So we're going to let them kind of choreograph their own little dance, just a little piece. Then we'll teach them some. So it's just going to be 2 hours of fun cheer. Why not? Pre-trials are going to take place during conditioning camp just because I'm going to have a better idea of, you know, what they can do towards the end. We'll probably have some sort of showcase or something as well because they like showing off what they've done. But then tryouts themselves aren't actually going to start until the beginning of next year. Not the first week of school. We start on a Tuesday, but it would be that second week of school. And that's when they would, you know, go through, you know, learning a routine, doing their jumps, things of that nature. And then once school really gets, you know, once we have our team, we're looking at 2 days a week after school practices, hour and a half. That's kind of really far out into the future, but that's the standard for pretty much most sports. So that's kind of what we're looking at as far as, you know, what next season's or what next year's going to look like. So I don't know the days yet. Again, it's, you know, it's pretty far, but no more than 2 days a week for an hour to an hour and a half, I think is what it is. Almost there, guys. We're doing it. Would you just go? Haha. So what the tryouts will entail, what we're going to be working on over the conditioning camp, learning different cheers. Like I said, I want to give them a chance to explore their creativity. So we're going to let them, you know, work in a little unit and come up with a little bit of a dance. We're going to teach them a dance to see how they are with, you know, learning choreography. The 3 main jumps that we're going to want to see are the toe touch, the herky, and the pike. And again, all of those are going to be taught via the summer conditioning, and then tumbling if they are able to tumble. It is not a need. It does not mean they're going to get on the team. It doesn't mean they won't if they can't. I just, if they're able to tumble, I would love to see it. If they're not, no problem. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking for with the tryouts. And I think this is, I'm going to go through this quick. Sneak peek of the contract. I take cheer very seriously because it is a privilege. If we get a squad of 20, we'll be lucky. It depends on how many people show up, how many we're actually going to be able to take. But it's a privilege. There's a lot of people that are interested in doing it. It is fun. So, we have to have a positive attitude. I'm not saying that, we can't have bad days. Lord knows I do, but it's how you handle it that, we're going to work on. I'm very much into the whole child, not just one part of it. So, acting right, being able to express your anger. If you're mad and you don't know how to word it, being mature enough to say, okay, I'm really mad about this. How can I handle it? So attitude and behavior are going to be a big thing. Like I said, you're wearing that cheer uniform. You're representing us. You're representing the school. We want it to be positive. Academics already went over. Fundraising went over. Practice I went over. Game and event, we're on our best behavior. We're not leaving garbage place. I've been to some games to support, sports and stuff, and it's disgusting the way that they leave these places. So, my goal is no one's ever going to be able to say a negative thing about Pines. When we go somewhere, we are acting right. We are, on point. We are clean. Our moves are good. We have it together, basically. We don't want to end up, anyone to have anything negative to say. I do want to offer different leadership positions regardless of age. So I want to make sure that, we're learning how to be a good teammate and not just lead, but also listen sometimes. We'll have captains, we'll have game captains, we'll have, people who are really good at choreography who, we would allow to, help us come up with moves and stuff. So we're going to give everybody a chance to show leadership, but they also have to, listen and be a good teammate as well. Safety is very important to me. I don't want anyone getting hurt. I don't like blood. I don't like tears either. And that comes with getting hurt and with blood. So there's a lot of safety measures that are going to be set into place. As parents, you will read through it and sign it, and we will be very strict with the girls as well. You're not throwing anybody up on a hard floor, on concrete. You're not tumbling. You're not doing anything unless we're there and we're watching, and, it's part of the program. We're not flipping up and down the hallways at school. We can, and that's great, but we're not going to. Cost estimates, I covered it. It'll just have more of a breakdown for you. Communication right now, it's mostly via email, but I'm looking into getting a team app or something like that so that we can all be on the same page. And tryout procedures I handled, and I think we're done. Well, with the presentation. This is important though. So I am planning to hold a meeting on Wednesday, this Wednesday, in the cafeteria, but girls and boys cannot show up unless I have parental permission. So this has gone out in the emails that Ms. Cavell has sent, and I will send the link in the email as well. But if you would like your student to attend, all you have to do is scan the QR code. It's going to be about an hour in the cafeteria. I'm going to collect them at 3:30, but we can't start until 3:45 because of other programs in the cafeteria. I'm going to kind of run over the same things that I did with you. And, I can pass out the sports packets at that time as well. I want you guys comfortable with them being in the program, but I also want them being comfortable being in the program. So I want to kind of explain it to them as well. I know they're all crazy excited. They thought we were meeting Friday, and I'm like, no, what? No, there's nothing Friday. So just to have a chance. I know they have hundreds of questions as well, so I want to give them that chance to ask. So I'm going to leave this screen up for about another minute. I'm going to go look in the chatty chat and see what I can do. Let's see. I handled
Yeah,
that.
we have a couple of questions in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Will there be any flips the cheer?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Will there be any flips during the cheer?
That goes with the competition aspect. The reality is, if we were going to be competing, yes, there would be tossing and whatnot, but there's very few girls that actually go up in the air. Those would be the flyers, and we're not ready for that at all. That is something that, is going to have to be handled through training and practice and camps. So no, we're not going to be flipping them in the air this year. But eventually I want to, yes. That's the fun stuff, but in a safe and, controlled environment.
Another question is summer conditioning mandatory?
Nope. Summer conditioning is completely optional. Again, the only reason that I'm doing the summer conditioning is to give the girls a chance and boys a chance to kind of see what it's about, to learn some of the cheers. Those are the same cheers they're going to be asked to do for the tryout. Give them a chance, at some of the choreography, again, that they're going to see in the tryout, teaching them how to do, some of the jumps. So it's just more to get a little taste. It doesn't give them an in to get on the team. It just helps them. More questions?
Another question, will there be spring mats or dead mats to tumble on?
Well, right now I am looking that we cannot do any tumbling until we have the appropriate mats. We are not going to be able to get the spring mats, just because of the way that the gym is set up. But we're going to get I believe they're 3-inch practice mats. It's, like I said, I'm not going to do anything halfway. So if we're going to spend money on mats, they're going to be the good mats. So they're the same kind of mats that they use at competition, but it's not like a stationary thing. But I know they're at least 3 inches, but they don't have the springs in them. Those are usually more stationary. We're getting the rolling kind that we can put out when we need them and then put them away when we're done.
Another question. What are the dates for the summer conditioning?
So that's what's kind of up in the air. I am going to, once I get them confirmed from Miss Cavell, because I need to make sure that the gym is open. I need to make sure that they didn't already promise it to somebody else. So that's, as of right now, I want to do it the last 2 weeks in August, but as soon as I get that approval, I'll let you guys know so that arrangements can be made along with times. Let's see what else. Traveling to games, yes.
Well, they have to travel to games.
Yeah, we don't have any home fields. Our basketball court is not regulation. It is, but it's not. The poles are too close, so we can't play home games there. We don't have a football field. So all of our home games are away. So they will be transported on the bus, the same as the athletes that are playing in whatever game we're going to. And then you guys have the choice of picking them up there, checking them out with me, and picking them up at the game, or picking them up after school once the bus comes back. That is actually paid for out of like the sports budget. That's not something that we have to pay for. So they will be going and coming back on the bus unless you're there and you want to pick them up. Now, we want you to come and cheer for the cheerleaders, but we also have jobs. And so, they will have transportation to and from. Cheer instructor, hi, it's me. I'm doing it. Surprise. I have Miss Julian on who is willing, helping. Miss Velez is on. So we have an amazing team. I have my child over here who is going like this, who's helping. And her squad, like I said, they're already excited to come over the summer and help out. I have 8th graders. So as far as the adults, it's going to be staff members at Pines. But then we have, I have some things in my bag of tricks that I'll pull out and help the girls learn new things.
Can they participate on any other cheer squads in addition to this one?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no reason not. I mean, if there's like a conflict, I just want to know ahead of time. I mean, my thing is it's not as serious with sideline. It's much more serious when if I sneak in a competition or two this year. Never say never. But sideline cheering, if we're missing one or two, it will kind of hurt the halftime routine. I can't think of words right now. That's why I teach math. But it's, we can definitely work around it. I just ask for a heads up. They're not going to be penalized because they do other things. If they want to be on the team and they can make that commitment, that's great. And if something comes up, something comes up, I have 2 children who were doing 2 different sports at 2 different times. Plus I'm a teacher. I was all over the place. Now they're old and my son drives himself, but I get it. It happens. Just let me know. What else?
Will students need a physical before tryouts?
Yes. So if they are participating in the summer conditioning, they will need it before they come on campus, and they have to have it before tryouts. So even if they're not coming to summer conditioning, I say take it at the end of this year, get it done sometime, let's do July. July would be the ideal month because then it's good until the following July. But they can't try out, they can't stay after school, they can't do anything physical until that is filled out. And it also has like the COVID waiver and all the extra new stuff on there as well. So all of that has to be in prior to conditioning or trials.
There are 2 different tryouts. Does this mean you'll make selections after the first tryout and then another selection process after winter?
Like I said, the winter is going to be more for filling in gaps. There may be some girls who want to play the sports at the beginning of the year and then join the cheer team the second half of the year. We may get new students in. It happens every year, lose students, unfortunately. So the winter tryouts are more to just complete the squad if there are any openings. It's also possible that the first half goes well and we have more spots and we'll fill those. So you don't necessarily have to try out twice if you're on the squad and you're on the squad. But it's to fill in any gaps that we might have that happen, halfway through the year. Or if we lose anybody due to sports or something to fill that in. Does that make sense? Okay. I see some yeses.
Will there be a fee for summer conditioning? Will
Nope.
there be a fee for summer conditioning?
I'm doing that out of the love of my heart. That is free. Free for you. Just free babysitting, but not really. And hopefully they'll go home tired. So you're welcome for that too.
If my daughter had a physical form sent to the school about a month ago, is the same form acceptable for the summer?
The sports packet is pretty much the same for all sports, and it's good for an entire year. I would want a copy of it just to make sure it's the same. I'm not gonna lie, when I found out what they were giving out for the sports packet, it was all crooked and I lost my mind. So I found the nice pretty forms. But yes, your sports packet is still good, but it's, it was so embarrassing. I was like, I'm not passing this out. So as long as it is the sports physical, and I'll send a copy home with the girls and boys just so you can kind of see it. But as long as it's that one, it's good for a year, no problems.
There's a really great question on here. Participating in the fundraisers, will that be a part of the mandatory volunteer hours for parents?
Ooh,
Trying to double
I-
dip. I love it.
I vote for, so this
That's a
is where it
good question.
is a great question. If you, I am going to ask, but a long time ago, I worked on that side of the school. And if I am going to get a 100% answer, but the way that I understand it is if you were volunteering and you were getting a profit to go towards your fees, then no, that is not volunteer hours. If you are volunteering because your fees are already paid for and you just want to help us be more awesome than we already are, then yes. But if you're using that money, if you're getting money to pay for cheer, then no, that's like double dipping. You can't do both. Does that make sense? It's like we're paying you, sort of, with love always. I'm sorry, one moment. Totally in a meeting. Where are you going? Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't have gas. You have gas. Find your keys. My car's unlocked. Okay, sorry. So I will find.
Where are we going? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm gonna get 100% answer, but I'm 98% sure what I told you is what's gonna be said.
Where are we going to be able to get the forms from? Because my daughter doesn't go to the school yet. Oh,
Aha.
oh, her daughter's coming next school year. Next school year. She's coming next school year.
Welcome to Tides. I can send it as a PDF in the email, as long as I have your email. Like if you got this Zoom, then you should be on the list, and I'll send everything on the forms. I mean, via PDF, all the forms. It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It's crazy. That's why I like to print them for you, but I have no issues with that. School shows throughout the year, again, no issue.
If my child has attended another sport for the school, will they need to do another physical?
It depends on when. You're gonna eventually have to, yes. So let's say they played in August, then that means this August it expires, you'll need a new one. If you got it in February, it's good till next February, but if they're still a part of the team the second half of the year, then you'll need a new one. So 1 year from whatever date it was completed, it's good up to that date.
Do you know the 2 practice days for next school year?
No, I do not know that yet. There's so many things up in the air. I can't. Yeah, I have no idea. It depends on, I don't even know what class I'm going to be in next year. Like there's just so many things in the air. I cannot commit to 2 days yet. How are we doing?
Are initial tryouts over the summer?
Nope. I call them pre-tryouts. So there are some people again who are part of the summer conditioning, and we're gonna, and they got it. So if they're part of the summer conditioning and, we want them on the team, we want them on the team. We might have them help us with tryouts. But that doesn't, we're still going to have regular tryouts. It just seems silly to have them try out twice if they're in summer conditioning and we're able to see what they can do.
Can the $300 be split into 2 payments?
Yes, I am definitely willing to work on a payment plan. My main priority right now is going to be ordering the uniforms. If they don't have a Pines cheer shirt, that's okay. But we got to get the uniforms done. What I'm hoping is, you know, I got to talk to the uniform company. There's a couple that I'm still not fighting with, but you know, I like to try to haggle, get us a good deal. I mean, look at, we're buying all this stuff. What are you going to give us for free? So I'm still haggling. So we're not actually locked into any one yet. So it might not even be 300, but I would rather tell you it's 300 and then it costs 250 than tell you it's 200 and it costs 250. So I don't want any money now. I'm not taking any money until your child is on the squad. But when that time comes, if you need to work things out, all you got to do is ask. Like I said, single mom, 2 kids, band, cheer, sports. I get it. You know, we'll figure it out.
Another question, how many slots to fill are available?
And that is a great question. As of right now, we're looking. I tend to be very blunt, so I'm going to be blunt. It's going to depend on how many bodies we can get on the bus. If we have to get a second bus, then we're going to have to start using cheer money to pay for that second bus. So ideally 16 to 24, but if I can get 30 girls on a bus, I'll take 30 girls. It's because it's only sideline. You know, it's not as serious when it comes to competing. You have to have certain age groups, certain amounts like that. There's a lot of rules or regulations for that. But if we're only doing sideline cheers and special events, you know, if we're at 24 and there's somebody that we just really want on the squad, we'll take 25. If, you know, there's a couple of girls that want to come practice with us, they're not necessarily on the squad, you know, I want the girls to be happy and to have fun. And the boys, I keep saying the girls, I'm sorry, it's just my brain. I want our children to have fun, and you know, so we'll see. I'm a sucker.
If we submitted but did not join the team, it should still be on file for your access, correct?
I'm assuming that's in regards to a physical.
I'm guessing so.
In order to try out for any of the sports teams, you had to have the physical. If they didn't make the team, yes, the physical is still on file. If you believe that that is the case, in a follow-up email, I'll let you know. Shoot me an email, give me the student's name, because I'll go down there and pull it myself. I got no issues doing that, so that I have it too. As far as games, I have no idea. I can tell you the order that the seasons are played, but they don't even have the game schedules yet for next year. As soon as I know, you'll know, but they don't have them. It's hard enough getting them this year.
What about a GoFundMe that we can share with family and friends?
That I would have to ask. I mean, if you're doing your own GoFundMe to get your own child in cheer, I can't stop you. But if we're gonna say it's for Pines, that's, you know, that's where it gets a little gray in the area there.
Will all the boys and girls be participating together, or will they be split into category by age, grade, or level of cheer?
The way that the athletic league works, it's 5th through 8th, so they'll all be together. Eventually, we would like to get like a junior varsity and a varsity, but we're not ready for that yet. As far as genders, everybody's together. And I gotta tell you, these boys, they come in handy when it comes time to start throwing girls in the air and tumbling and whatnot. They are, woo, some of the best.
Is there a registration? Is there a registration fee?
No, the registration will be part of that 300.
So if I understand you correctly. Earlier selections can be made via the pre-tryouts. If someone
Right.
is selected, that would negate the responsibility to try out again at the start of
Right.
the school year. Is that correct?
Yes, and most likely, since they're part of the team, I will finagle them into helping us with tryouts.
Can eighth graders participate?
Eighth graders can participate for volunteer hours over the summer, but they can't be part of the squad. They aged out. Eighth graders, current eighth
This
graders, if they're eighth graders next year, they're in.
This is a great question. What about bake sales, car washes, and Krispy Kreme certificates for fundraisers?
I don't know. I used to do a lot of the fundraising for the school, so I already did my pitch. I wanted to do world's finest chocolates. Listen, if we can make money from it, I'm in. Let's do it. And I got told no. We have to streamline our fundraising efforts. Now, can we have a bake sale at a family night? Yes, we can. Can we sell food and drinks at family night? Yep, we sure can. So, I get told no a lot. And sometimes I accept it. Most times I don't. So, we're going to make it work. Selling the certificates and stuff that goes through the school. I have a contact at the Miami Dolphins that I'm going to reach out to see if we can't come down there and, beg for money. There's more coming. These are just the ones I got told yes.
When can we begin paying the $300?
I don't want to take any money until next year. Don't give it to me now. Don't give it to me now. Once you are told that they're part of the team, that's when we'll start the monetary process. It's going to be, later on in the summer.
How will you find out if you made the team?
I will tell you. No?
That's a good question, Ariel.
You're going to go home with a 15-page cheerleader contract and you're going to sign your life away. That's how you know you get the book. Is that
I
it?
went through all the questions. Yeah.
Look at that.
Anyone other questions?
Woo! If you have a question, you can pop your little hand up, unmute yourself. We're here. Really? That's got to be a first. Come on, Velez, ask a question.
It's that good.
I talk a lot, but I tried to be very,
I have a question.
Oh, yes. Bring it
Sorry,
on.
I put my finger. I had to disappear for a while.
Oh, sorry about that.
So if my daughter, she did the physical to do a sport, she didn't join the sport, but if it's still on file, she should be good to August, correct? Okay.
Well, yeah, what I said is I'm going to send a follow-up email with the recording and whatnot. So if you know that it's on file, you shoot me the student's name, the grade, I will go find it. I will
Awesome.
hunt it down. Don't even worry.
Let me unmute.
All right. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, it was a pleasure. Oh, Sarah. Yes.
What? Happy Monday. I have a question.
Bring it
Happy
on.
Monday.
Happy Monday.
Are you going to send a form home so she could fill it out for Wednesday, so I could fill it out for Wednesday for her to participate on Wednesday?
Were you able to see the QR code?
I did see it, but I wasn't able.
No problem. So what I'll do is I will email the forms link and you can just click the link, put in the student name. You just say yes and give me a phone number. Tell me how they go home.
Okay,
So I'll
thank
send
you.
that
We have another question. After school on Wednesday, the meeting isn't until 3:45. Where should students go?
So I'm going to have an announcement made that at 3:30, they go to the cafeteria. All the 21st century kids go there as well. So once they clear out at 3:45, we're gonna kind of shelter in place and we'll get started at 3:45. Then we'll break up, on the permission slip form, I ask where they go after. If they're going through the car line, we're gonna keep them. If they go to 21st, we'll send them. So they're gonna go to the cafeteria and stay in the cafeteria until an adult walks them to their dismissal.
Another question. So we will receive this presentation by email, correct?
Yes, I'm gonna try to do it now because I'll forget. I mean well, and I forget everything. Yes, they're still eligible if they can't attend Wednesday. They can always stop by and see me, get the sports packet, and then I'm gonna have a little informational sheet. So. I would say.
How long
about
will
an
the
hour.
meeting be?
About an hour. I'm not gonna give them as thorough a rundown as I gave you, but I know that they're gonna have many questions. Many, many, many questions. So I'm gonna do like 20, 25 minutes presentation and then questions until we have to go.
Hi there, Miss Stone.
Hi.
This is Sarah. Hey, quick question, because I'm one of the moms of one of the boys that's interested. Are there a lot of boys that are interested?
I have more than I thought, to be honest. I've had at least 10 come up specifically and be like, can boys do it too? And I'm like, heck yeah, let's go. So, I mean, a 10 out of 110 maybe doesn't seem like a lot, but considering, I mean, bring it on. We'll recruit more.
Okay.
I'm not worried
Cool.
about
No, and I'm all for whatever he wants to do. Go
Heck
ahead and do it. So I was
Heck
just kind of curious to see what the level of interest was.
Oh, yeah. And don't even worry. Me, Miss Julie, Miss Velez, we got them. It's on.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
Alexander says hi, Miss Julian. Hi, Miss Stone. So
Hi.
I knew who the mother was.
Miss Smith has a question.
Oh, yeah, I just want to clarify that the meeting that's in 2 days is just for the children because it's
Yeah.
during the school hours.
Yeah.
Okay, and my daughter, she's not in the Century Care, but she's in after school program, so I guess she'll be okay, and then we pick her up normal
Yeah.
time.
Exactly. I'll make sure she gets where she needs to go, and then you just pick her up as regular. Yep.
Okay, and I don't have to submit any information prior to that, like in the email?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna email all the teachers and say, hey, listen, these are the kids that are going to the cheer meeting. At 3:30, send them to the cafeteria, and then I will bring them to you when we're done.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
So
Try to
one of our
streamline.
love families doesn't attend the school yet. They're attending next year. So how will they attend the meeting for Wednesday?
Oh, that's right. I don't. Maybe I could go on Zoom again. We could
Be
do.
recording and send it out to that parent. Record the meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, let me think on that. Maybe we can do both. Zoom it again, record it, and then send it out.
Okay.
That way the kiddo can come too. For sure. Siblings is fine. Because I know you're not gonna come pick up one, sit there for an hour and pick up another one. But they gotta behave. Cause I'll come for them, especially if they're older. I know most of them too, so I'll get them. Volleyball, basketball. I think we did good in the chat. Yay. All right. Like I said, Bria, Nia's mom. Sorry, I'm late.
No problem.
Bring it on. We're ready for you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay in this state
Oh,
So my daughter wants to do cheerleading, but I'm just not sure yet. So can she do it just in case I decide to stay?
the worst thing, what's going to happen? You guys have to move, like
Right.
it stinks, don't get me wrong, but yeah, let her participate, let her come to summer, she'll have a little fun. If she stays, awesome. If not, we'll be sad, but it happens.
Hi,
No,
Miss Stone.
you can't leave me, Nia.
I know. She's making
Hi,
me.
Nia.
Hi. Hi, Miss Julian.
Have a
Hi.
little
Hey.
reunions. See, we're bringing Miss Julian back. That means Nia has to
Boom.
stay.
Hey, I have to stay.
It's official. Oh my goodness. I'm going to stop recording now. Now we can really have fun. Oh,
Hey,
wait.
Miss.
Bye.
Hi.